Hi, I'm Ken Rahjes, Kansas State Representative for the 110th District. We're actually out in one of my family's wheat fields. And for over 5 generations, my family's been part of Kansas agriculture, and I'm very proud of those roots on the farm and ranch. Well, we just got done with a very long legislative session and a lot of discussion about the budget and taxes and school funding, and those things are now in play and working their way out. We'll just have to see what happens now in those. But with all those things, we want to review just a couple of things that happened in the legislature you may have missed that I think are important to all Kansans. And one of those is we worked, many of us, to raise the truck weights for those trucks on Kansas highways that are delivering agricultural products from 85,000 to 90,000 pounds. It was a bipartisan effort, and it worked well, and I think that's one of the great things that will help boost the economy of the state of Kansas. Another thing we did was due to Mother Nature and some other things, wildfires. We're in 21 counties in Kansas earlier this spring, and we wanted to make sure that farmers had some sort of relief like they did last year with some of the fires in southern Kansas again. And they were able to have no sales tax for the tools they need to rebuild those fences, those supplies. And it's going to be a long process, but that's one of the things that the state can do. And one of the things that's very vital to our communities is emergency management services. And I work with a group that started in western Kansas and it went all over the state, and the governor signed it. Those that are volunteers, maybe on a city council or on a township or something, and we weren't sure if they were able to be volunteers. And so we wanted to make sure that if somebody wants to serve their fellow man and woman and child in their communities, that they could be a firefighter, they could be an ambulance driver, or they could be an EMT. And so that's taken care of. And again, it's the great Kansas pride of neighbor taking care of neighbor. Well, it's going to be election time before too long, and there's still work to be done in the Kansas legislature, and the list is still long. And some things that I want to see work on, and I'm looking forward to working not only across the aisle, but with many folks that are in my party, is we need to continue to work on economic development opportunities. We didn't quite make it across the finish line this year, but let's continue to work on the Ad Astra Jobs Program. It's something that allows investment into our smaller counties. It's very important for job creation. I firmly believe that if we're going to make this thing continue to grow, as we're seeing signs of Kansas economy growing and the national economy is growing, we need things like the Ad Astra Jobs Program. Other things we're working on are to make sure that our underserved communities have service sector jobs. That's our heating and air conditioning folks, our plumbers, mechanics, other services vital to some of our underserved areas. We're looking for some packages to work there. Housing is another issue. I think that's critical in almost every community around the state of Kansas. And so we're going to work on public-private partnerships to make sure that communities want to invest, the state will have a small investment, and we will have good housing for folks and encourage them to come back to Kansas and come to Kansas to either start their business or to work in one of our great corporations that we have here in the state of Kansas. The other issue that a lot of folks talk about is technology. And I firmly believe, and I have said it on previous campaign trails, and I will continue to say, that if we're going to continue to grow the state of Kansas, the new building block is broadband internet access that is quick, fast, reliable. It's something we absolutely have to have. And I look forward to working with anybody that wants to be a part of that we continue to find solutions. I think one of the great things that Kansas has is some of the most beautiful sunsets in the country, and in fact even in the world. And so we want to make sure that our technology needs are there, so that if we want to experience that sunset ourselves, we can share it with the rest of the world. Also, it would give us a competitive advantage, as it's so critical to have those great technological and high-paying jobs stay right here in Kansas. Well, you can see the list is long. There's a lot of things still left to do, but this session did get some things accomplished as we continue to work together to grow the economy. So if you want to be part of the conversation, I ask you to be social with me. Go to Facebook, Ken for Kansas, or go online, kenforkansas.com. Our website has information on some of these things and other things, and we're going to have more conversations about how together we will continue to move the state forward. I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching.